So you've been doing the work, hustling and bustling. You've done everything under the sun. You've upgraded that CV. You refreshed that resume and cover letter. And now here you are ready to batch sending your CV to applicants and impatiently expecting and waiting for the calls and the emails and the text messages on LinkedIn to come and ask you for an interview. But all you hear day in, day out is cricket or an occasional, call for an interview, but it's absolutely not within your expectation. And you start asking, what's going on? Now, what's going on tonight? I'm going to go over why aren't you getting the opportunities that you know you deserve? And I'm going to talk about the number one reason. Let's see. And good evening, everyone. 7 p.m. KSA is our time. Thank you, everyone, for joining in. My name is Dr. Nabila Diab, the founder of Transformative Consulting, executive leadership and career coach, and I am super delighted tonight to share with you my 2 cents when it comes to why. I get a lot of requests, a lot of calls, a lot of questions, a lot of text messages, a lot of reminders from my clients. Well, Dr. Nabila, let's, so when they first come, it's why is it that I'm doing everything under the sun. I'm doing everything by the books. I updated my CV. I upgraded my resume. I tweaked my cover letter to make it fancier. I even downloaded templates and use ChatGPT to for the latest tricks and tips on how to do the cover letter. And I did everything, but I'm not getting responses. I'm not getting answers. I'm not getting requests for interviews. I'm hardly getting anything that really responds to what I want. Why is that? Tonight, I'm going to talk about the number one reason why oftentimes we do not receive the results that we expect to get, especially today. Why it's becoming harder for high professionals to get and land that high profile leadership positions that they know at heart, and when it comes to doing the work, they know they can do the work, but it's just getting through to the employers, getting through the HR phase into the managers, into making ourselves really the one that is shortlisted, then chosen. Let's see. Say hi, say hello. Let me know where are you picking up this call from. So, so oftentimes we approach. We approach the hello, Lina. Hi. So oftentimes we approach the application process pretty much the way we know how to approach it. Zahra, good evening. So we approach the application process pretty much like how we learned. Okay, how do people approach the application process? Well, they upgrade their CV if it's been like 1 or 2 years or 3 years. Hello, Mohammed Abdul Jawad. Hello. Nada is here. Is Nada Bukhansin here? I'm missing you, young lady. Okay, let's talk, Yanada. Let's talk. And then, so we're doing everything. We upgraded the CV, we upgraded the resume. The cover letter is perfectly fine with the fancy words and the fancy, wording and everything. Yet we send these, in batches, like every week we send 10, we send 10, we send 15, but we are hardly receiving any responses. Now, why is that? Of course, tonight I'm not going to talk about the fact, it's a fact, the fact that around 35% to 45% of the high profile positions, they do not get filled online. They do not get filled online. We need to accept this, like whether in the West or in the GCC area, these positions, the high profile positions, do not get filled. And Rawan, hey, these positions do not get filled uh, online, meaning by applying online. You understand me perfectly well. They get filled through referrals. Through referrals. And in another place and in another live call, I talk about your network is your net worth. How do you update and upgrade your networking strategies in such a way as it is up to date? Even if you have 7 years or 8 years or 10 years in the market and you think you know the key players and so on, there's so much going on, there's so much changing in the workplace or in the marketplace, shall we call it, that we need to be all the time updating this information, right? So as somebody who's done, like over the past maybe 15 years, I've been screening thousands of applications, especially for the educational field. I've been, and I've seen in the thousands of applications, and it's very clear that from the first look of the CV or the cover letter, you have a sense about who the person is. In fact, sometimes we get so many applications. Sometimes we open in the place where I was the executive director, we get in the hundreds for, we have 5 positions, we have 5 openings in education, and we open it, I put it on my LinkedIn, or we put it on paid ads and so on, and we receive in the 300 applications. Now, there is no way we are somehow we are going to do the process like fast. And one of the things, I mean, there is a calculation about what's the average time that people who are screening CVs can spend on screening a CV, and the number is quite shocking. It is 15 seconds. 15 seconds. For me, it's not a matter of time, how much I was spending on screening the CV, as much as when I look at it, what do I see? And let me explain what I'm talking about. Let me explain what I'm talking about. From the first look, you can see if the CV is, again, one of those CVs that is copy paste, that is very similar to everything you've been seeing, or is there something that really attracts your attention, that really catches your attention? That's what we are talking about today. That's what we are talking about today. So imagine you are picking 5 people and you get 300 applications. Per force you are going to speed up the process and look through these CVs in order to find these 5 people, to shortlist these 5 people, unless of course you have an automated system to sift and sort and shortlist the people who are closest. But not always. Even the best automation software sometimes miss the opportunity of choosing these people. So how do you get past, how do you get the software, the automation systems in recruitment? They check, for example, for if you have the right education, if you have the right number of experience years, you have, if there is a particular, for example, certifications like CIPD or Six Sigma or project management. So it looks for this. But beyond this, the software is pretty much not very reliable, and that needs the intervention of the human factor, or the human touch, or the human, if you like, look. So, what is the number one differentiator, among these 300 CVs? What is the number one? What do you think? What is the number one differentiator for the CV? Share with me. Share with me, everyone. Are you here? Share with me. Salam. So the Salams are here. Ziba is here. Afnan Saad, Gloria, Nena. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Rawan, Zahra, Lina, everyone, everyone. So go ahead and tell me, what do you think? What is the number one differentiator? Suppose we are looking at five, applicants, or five candidates, and we receive 200, 300 applicants. What is going to be, I mean, the best thing to get past the screening process is to put yourself in the place of the recruiter. Put yourself in the shoes of the recruiter. What is it you are going to look at, to look for in a CV cover letter to pass at least the first stage, to the first stage of screening? Nice to see you too, Afnan Saad. Hello, hello. So you might be perhaps surprised at how nice experience, Afnan says, the experience is going to make a big difference. Let's make sure that we have the right experience, that it's not too much or too little. The place the employee is coming from, Rawan says. I like this. Could be the place, the background, where is he coming from? But right now, okay, I see, okay, this is an interesting place where he is coming from, and the place of coming from could work for you or it could work against you, because sometimes it raises question. Why is this person leaving such a good place? And I talked about this subject in a previous call. Like, they say, why is she leaving this amazing place with this amazing salary scale? And they start saying, oh, something must have happened, or maybe there was a problem why this person has been let off, is no longer needed, there was an issue with the boss, and all kinds of scenarios are going to start coming. Okay. Okay, where are my people here? The comments. Yes, Muhammad says the template, the experience summary. I like this. So a differentiator is the template. I agree that the template or the layout of the CV, if it helps me go faster, read faster your CV, and really get to the core of who you are, that may be a very good point. So nothing beats, of course, at a time where all kinds of templates, all kinds of resources, there is absolutely nothing under the sun that is not available today. I mean, we used to really go microscopic over our CVs, typing up everything by hand and everything. Today, everything is there. So choosing a nice template, a user-friendly template is very important. The value. Tell me more, Yanur. Tell me more, Yanur. The value meaning your value as a candidate, or the value of your experience, or the value, what value? Okay, tell me more. Gloria, skills, important skills. But again, Gloria, isn't it the case that anyone can get any skill today? Have you noticed how anybody can get skilled in anything? Like if you are not very familiar with, for example, let's say communication skills, leadership skills, or public speaking skills, or this kind of skills, it can be learned. It can be learned online. There is absolutely nothing under the sun that cannot be learned, but you need to be willing and able and ready to learn. That's one. Even LinkedIn provides amazing resources in terms of upgrading, especially when you get higher and higher in like in leadership. It can. Zahra says the knowledge, amazing. Zahra, dig a little bit more. Is it just the knowledge? Because in the past, the illiterate, or the people who are called illiterate, these are the people who cannot read and write. I don't think we are talking about literacy today as the people who cannot read and write. Anybody can learn anything, and I think I like the idea of knowledge, but it's how are you using the knowledge to do what. It's not the knowledge per se, because now you open LinkedIn, and the people who have those titles next to their names, like EMBA, MBA, EMBA, MBA, CIPD, Six Sigma. Some people have such a long string of titles to their name. You say, oh my God, I mean, this is so much knowledge. Noor says, yes, the value the candidate will bring. I love this. I love this. Practical knowledge. I like this. Yes, practical knowledge. Sarah Sabri says, I believe it's certification, experience, background, and companies where you've been before. I like this. This is like a more of a comprehensive combination. You know, all of these, I mean, you might have noticed any of these answers is in fact accurate and correct. But when you look at, when you have 15 seconds to differentiate between, let's say I have 20 CVs in front of me, and every, for example, hour, I have 20 CVs to look at, to sift through. The number one differentiator, knowledge is important, of course, skills, of course, experience, of course, the value you bring to the table, of course. And I'm going to stick to the value and knowledge and skills, you know. But the number one thing that tells you, oh, I'm going to put this one. Oh, I love this. Oh, this is so good. Oh, it's how different you are. How different is this CV? How different is it from the rest? At an age or at a time where all of these resources are available, I'm sorry to say this, but the 99% of the applications are more in the cookie cutter kind of application, where you get a lot of fluffy words, a lot of I am somebody with a unique communication skills, I bring a lot of value to the company, I have high expertise in my field. All of these are, kind of very generic. The skilled candidate who is so good at multitasking and what. And you get all of these, if you like, qualifications that do not really tell me about you. Because if I get 99% of the people telling me the exact same thing, the exact same wording, and I'm seeing this, day in, day out, every day, on these things, which is these cliched wordings like an ambitious professional, highly skilled in the industry, coming with unique talents and knowledge and high certifications. You see how when you pick, if you go on Google and if you go on ChatGPT, I guarantee you, you are going to get at least the first 10 entries where you get all of these generic phrases, generic, if you like, templates that everybody is using. Now, long story short, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Achievements, practical knowledge. Titles are not enough. I like this. Titles are not enough. Listen, what I'm looking for when I'm looking at all, and I want to differentiate you. The number one differentiator is your voice. What is so different about you? What is going to make me say, this is different? This is different. It's something, it's the combination of what you said. It's the combination, because if you have a project management thing, I guarantee you the majority are having the qualifications, are having everything. But the number one differentiator, if I have 20 project managers applying for one position in project management, it's that oomph, it's that uniqueness, it's embodying the uniqueness, it's that voice, it's that brand that speaks only you. It's the thing that makes Noor, oh my God, she's so different. Let me put her aside. I want to talk to her. You see what I mean? I'm talking about branding. I'm talking about authenticity. I'm talking about your voice. I'm talking about who you are. I'm not talking about, fluffy, generic phrases that everybody is using today. You need to understand that at one point the recruiter, and I think we have a recruiter here. I'm going to read Sarah's comment, and I'll bring it on the screen. As recruiters, there is a point where you hear so much of these cliched sentences and words that it waters down the effectiveness and the importance and the value of your CV or cover letter. What I'm talking about tonight, we are talking about how to differentiate yourself from all the others. At a time where everything is available, you trust me, you're not the only one going ChatGPT and Googling it and getting all that nice stuff. And we are tempted to say, oh my God, this is so good. Let me put it. Mistake. You can, of course, enrich if you like, but at the end of the day, the employers are recruiting people. They are, they are recruiting humans. They want to hear your voice. They want to understand who you are. They want to see in practicality, when you see I bring unique talents, what does that mean? What does that amount to? What break it down for me. Give me a proof of concept. So if you say, I'm somebody who brings unique talents and abilities in the project management, show me that you are unique. For example, you say, for example, I led XY project with 99 rate of success. I led a large team of and the return on investment was X%. So it's becoming, Muhammad Shamil, hello, good evening. Sarah Sabri, let me bring you on the here to read your comment. As a recruiter, matching my needs in the CVs, which will help me as well. Also, it depends as well. If I have a clear job description, it would help me a lot to capture the needs. I love this. I believe the personality is much more important, as mentioned by you, which I totally agree with, that skills could be learned. Thank you so much, Yasara. This is so well said. Your uniqueness. Ladies, gentlemen, if you are watching this, very, very important. Don't get seduced, don't get tempted with all those, fancy things that make the CV writing and the cover letter writing so easy and so tempting, and it comes with a nice layout and a nice template. Oh, I know, my God, it's not a burden on us. Ditch that. Not completely, you can, as I said, enrich, but never lose your personality, never lose your voice, never lose your authenticity, never lose your humaneness for a template or for a robot search. ChatGPT is robotic answers and robotic search. So we're looking at the branding. What, how do you come across? And I'm talking about you moving from middle management into really, really the higher up positions. We're talking about going into a leadership position. So if you are looking at that kind of position, it's very important that you tell us about who you are, where's your voice, who are you, what do you stand for, what are your values, why do you want to join my company? So here we are looking at more than the job, more than the position itself, more than, oh, they need somebody to do this, I want to do this. It's beyond that. They are hiring a human being and they want to see you, and your ability to do it. Now, branding yourself personally and branding yourself professionally. What are some of the techniques you can do to express your branding or your brand or what you stand for? Where can you, or at which, if you like, place on your CV or on your LinkedIn profile, where can you express your uniqueness? And I want tangible proof of the uniqueness, not just saying I have unique talents and abilities. What can you say, for example? Let's brainstorm ideas. Let's brainstorm ideas. What can you do to express your personal uniqueness? Where can you see that featured? Let's see, Mohammed. I have a challenge. I'm really overwhelmed and occupied with my job. How do I take time to build my brand and enhance my key skills and work on the key result areas? How to identify the key result areas the recruiter is looking for? This is so, so good. Mohammed Shamil, thank you so much for this question. This is exactly where you are going to be most rewarded, Mohammed Shamil. This is exactly. You're gonna need, we always carve the time for the things that matter for us. Yeah, Muhammad. We always find the time, we always carve the time. If something really, really matters for you, you're going to find the time to do it. Carve yourself a 1 hour time. Maybe you can wake up earlier a little bit. Maybe you can decide to go to bed 1 hour earlier, and instead of going to bed straight away, you spend some time and break down the process. Just do what you can do. It seems daunting. I agree with you, Muhammad. It may seem daunting that you have to revamp this entire thing, and I don't have the time. And wouldn't it be easier to copy paste something and voila, we have it done? Don't be tempted. Muhammad, what you bring to the table is much, much, much more valuable than the nicely written and the nicely worded, sentences and phrases and paragraphs that can readily build your brain. So you are the only one who knows that when you did that project in your job, the company benefited this much. That information is proof of concept, ya Muhammad. We want you to capture that and build it in your CV in such a way as the employer can say. So when you say, I helped my company da 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 and develop and grow their bottom line, as a matter of fact, in 2021, my leading the project on da 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 earned my company or had a return on investment for my company of bam. And then you give a number or you give a percentage or you give something, an indicator. Okay, a key performance indicator, that tells the people that you actually did it. Otherwise, these fluffy words will remain really, really fluffy and uninteresting. Okay. Right. Who else? Let me see. In my posts. So Afnan says, in my post, of course, if you start building yourself a presence and start having a voice on, how to do things, on you build a portfolio of activities, of sharing, of resharing, of everything. Of course, you have LinkedIn is going to push you up, and potential employers are going to see, oh, she's doing initiatives here, she's speaking her voice, she's talking about project management and how it can be improved, or she's talking about for example how to improve the process of bidding and tenders and so on. I had somebody talk about this with passion this morning. I became so passionate with her the way she was explaining to me how she wants to clean up the process of putting tenders and putting bids and everything in her line of work, that I got excited with her. I didn't know the bidding and contracts could be improved in such a, but she convinced me. And you know what, that's exactly the spirit. That's exactly what I want you all to capture on. It's what you bring. You are where you are. Noor and Afnan and Muhammad and Sarah, you are where you are because of what you brought to the table, right? Never forget that and never lose on that to show who you are. Okay, so three things you can do to nail this, to nail this topic. Number one, I want you to kind of really, really take a moment to think and regain back your confidence, regain back your respect, your consideration for yourself, your appreciation of yourself and what you've done. I want you to take the CV and really look at it and be proud of it. I want you to fill in your cup with, I did this, I did this. Do I have like something tangible, a number, a percentage, a year, something that proves that I've done it? Write it down on the side of the CV. So go through your CV line by line and try to get in the spirit of your experience, get in the spirit of your expertise, get in the spirit of your achievements. Be proud and say, I've done this. Oh my God, I've done this, and I've done this, and I've done this, and I've done this. And I want you to really, really, really feel that you are the one who did it, and build again that self image of a self confident professional who's achieved so much in her life or in his life. I want you to start rewriting your CV from that spirit, from that vibration, from that, if you like, a frequency, the frequency that I've achieved a lot and I'm still yet going to achieve more. That's number one. Before you start any CV, what? I want you to really, really, really feel uh, proud of what you've done. You see what I mean? Because this is going to show. the way you show up in your CV, the tonality, the way you show up in the email, the way you show up on the interview day, it's going to show. It's going to show. And recruiters, HR managers, headhunters, they can feel it. They can feel when somebody is confident, is proud of what they've done, and they can feel when somebody is hesitant, afraid, feeling not very confident, low self-esteem. They can feel it. Okay, so there is no way. Okay, amazing, 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 amazing. So, okay, so fill your cup, write down a few things about yourself, say 10 good things about your CV. Say, I've done this, I've achieved. You understood the exercise, which is really, really to, highlight and boost and increase your self image and the value of what you bring to the table. That's number one. That's number one. Okay. Right. Okay. So can somebody highlight your strengths, highlight your achievements, be proud of what you've done, increase your self-image and your appreciation of what you bring to the table. And then the second thing we would like you to do is for every job description or job application that you have, try to go line by line and see which skill is connected with this one, and then try to paraphrase it in your own way, and showcase why. Give like an example or a number or something that tells people that you actually did it and that you are the best placed person to do it. So line up your strengths and your achievements in reference to the job description that you have made out there. And number three, I think Afnan Saad has mentioned it, which is don't shy away from positioning yourself and your brand and yourself as a brand on LinkedIn. LinkedIn today is the number one platform for getting positions and high profile positions. Do not use it as a CV dropping place. Gain visibility on LinkedIn. Position yourself really well in your industry, and by positioning your brand and what you can do by really, really, positioning yourself well on LinkedIn. LinkedIn has more than 900 million users and more than 50 million companies. It's going to be some time before any other platform is going to beat LinkedIn. So make good use of it and show up on LinkedIn. So so you say, how do I show up on LinkedIn? You show up on LinkedIn. Afnan said it right, in your post. Reposting is great. Resharing other people's posts, start there. If you need to start somewhere, start discreetly sharing or reposting other people's work or things you connect with. Make sure that what you reshare tells people about who you are. Okay, that's number one. or you can or you can perhaps start writing short, maybe 2 tips or 3 tips or 1 tip about how to do in your line of work, something you really, really know, something in your line of business, and start putting it in there. And guess what? At the beginning, even if nobody likes your post, or even if nobody comments on your post, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. Consistency is the name of the game. Consistency is the name of the game. You're going to need to be consistent. I guarantee you, I remember the days when I started doing this. There were times where I would be the only one online on Facebook at that time, right? And there was absolutely, but if you continue showing up, if you continue posting at the same time every day, I guarantee you, you are going to gain visibility. And the employers, the headhunters, are going to start seeing you, especially if you do things in the correct way. If your profile is updated, of course, we